US Open 2025 has just started. The 2025 US Open Tennis Championship is shaping up to be one of the most high-profile sporting events of the year. What makes it especially interesting this time? US Open 2025 highlight start date: Sunday, August 24, 2025, in New York City. Prize money: record-breaking $90 million purse, making it the richest tournament in tennis history. The winners will each pocket $5 million, runners-up $2.5 million and semi-finalists $1.26 million. Defending champions: men's singles, Jannik Sinner, Italy, hoping to cement dominance. Women's singles, Aryna Sabalenka, Belarus, aiming for a rare back-to-back US Open title. Top contenders: Carlos Alcaraz, Novak Djokovic, likely his final US Open run, Coco Gauff, and Iga Swiatek are all in the spotlight. Historic stakes: several legends may be chasing milestone victories. Djokovic for a possible 25th Grand Slam, while Gauff seeks to become the youngest American with multiple US Open wins since Serena Williams. Global viewership: expected to exceed 10 million live TV viewers per final, with record-breaking online streaming across ESPN Plus and global partners. Why does the US Open matter? It isn't just sport, it's a cultural and economic event. NYC hotels, sponsorships, and global tourism get a major boost. With $90 million at stake, the tournament highlights the growing commercial power of tennis, surpassing Wimbledon and the French Open in prize payouts. For fans, it promises high drama: legendary veterans versus hungry next-gen stars. You are probably wondering, what are the criticisms of the tournament? While the US Open 2025 is celebrated for its prestige and record-breaking prize pool, it's not without criticisms and controversies. While the US Open 2025 is breaking records, critics say it risks pricing out fans, over-commercializing tennis, and straining players in the chase for spectacle and revenue. Here are the main criticisms being raised this year. 1. Prize money disparity beyond the elite. The $90 million purse sounds massive, but most of it goes to top-ranked players and those who advance deep into the tournament. Early round losers, qualifiers, and doubles specialists argue that expenses, travel, coaches, training, outweigh winnings, especially compared to the massive payouts for stars. 2. Accessibility and ticket pricing. Tickets for prime matches in New York have soared to hundreds or even thousands of dollars, pricing out many ordinary fans. Critics say the tournament is increasingly elitist, prioritizing corporate sponsors and luxury suites over average tennis lovers. 3. Broadcast and streaming costs. While the US Open is a global event, streaming rights on ESPN Plus, and equivalents abroad, often require paid subscriptions, frustrating casual fans. Complaints include limited free-to-air coverage compared to Wimbledon, making it less accessible to a broader audience. 4. Scheduling and player fatigue. Matches often run into the early hours of the morning due to packed schedules and commercial breaks. Players, including Djokovic and Nadal in past years, have criticized late finishes as unsafe and unfair, affecting recovery times and performance quality. 5. Environmental and social concerns. Despite being in one of the world's greenest cities, the US Open still faces criticism for its carbon footprint, massive air travel, single-use plastics, and high energy consumption at the USTA Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. Activists highlight a gap between the tournament's green branding and actual sustainability practices. 6. Commercialization of the event. Purists argue the tournament is becoming more of a corporate showcase than a tennis event, dominated by brand sponsorships, celebrity culture, and entertainment add-ons. For some fans, it feels like tennis is being overshadowed by the show business around it. So, in the grand scheme of tennis tournaments, where does the US Open tournament stand? In the grand hierarchy of tennis, the US Open stands among the 4 Grand Slam tournaments, which are the absolute pinnacle of the sport. By comparison, while the US Open is the most lucrative and most electrifying slam, Wimbledon still holds the crown jewel aura. If Wimbledon is tradition, the US Open is power plus spectacle. Here's where the US Open fits in the grand scheme: the 4 Grand Slams, the tennis majors. 1. Australian Open, January, Melbourne, hard courts, known as the Happy Slam, for its fan-friendly vibe. Innovative with tech, e.g., early adoption of Hawk-Eye line calling. 2. French Open, Roland Garros, May, June, Paris, clay courts, the only slam on clay, famous for brutal physical demands. Nadal's historic dominance has made it legendary. 3. Wimbledon, June, July, London, grass courts, the oldest and most prestigious slam, steeped in tradition, all-white dress code, strawberries and cream, royal box. Considered the sport's most prestigious tournament. 4. US Open, August, September, New York, hard courts, the final slam of the calendar year, closing the season on a grand stage. Known for its night matches under lights in Arthur Ashe Stadium, the world's largest tennis stadium. Has the most raucous, showbiz atmosphere, blending sports with New York's cultural and celebrity scene. Where the US Open stands, really, prestige. Ranked alongside Wimbledon as a crown jewel, though Wimbledon edges it in tradition. Prize money, currently the highest paying tournament in tennis history, $90 million in 2025. Innovation, first slam to introduce tie breaks in final sets, equal prize money for men and women, since 1973, and now fully electronic line calling. Atmosphere, famous for its electric, late-night matches and a loud, energetic New York crowd, seen as less formal than Wimbledon, but more modern and commercialized. Player preference, some players love its energy, others find it too noisy, hectic, and corporate compared to the calmer French Open or Wimbledon. In the grand scheme of tennis, US Open's place in tradition and prestige, second, after Wimbledon. Prize money and commercial power, first. Innovation and fan accessibility, first. Player challenge, physical demand, third, behind French Open clay grind and Wimbledon grass adaptation. Cultural impact, first in terms of showbiz crossover, celebrities, fashion, politics, and media spotlight. What about historic and most important incidents? The US Open has seen some of the most dramatic, controversial, and unforgettable incidents in tennis history. It is not just a tournament, it has been a stage for political statements, iconic comebacks, explosive controversies, and history-making firsts. These moments go beyond sport, shaping its culture, politics, and global perception. Here are the most important, top critical incidents in US Open history. 1. Serena Williams vs Naomi Osaka Final, 2018, incident. Serena was penalized by umpire Carlos Ramos for coaching violations, racket abuse, and verbal abuse. "You stole a point from me." Impact. Osaka's first slam win was overshadowed by controversy. The match triggered global debates about sexism, racism, and umpiring fairness. Legacy. Led to discussions on umpire accountability and rules clarity in women's tennis. 2. Novak Djokovic defaulted, 2020, incident. In a moment of frustration, Djokovic accidentally hit a line judge in the throat with a ball during his fourth-round match. He was immediately disqualified. Impact: Djokovic's bid for a fourth US Open title ended abruptly, shocking fans. Legacy: reinforced the strict liability principle in tennis, intent doesn't matter, player actions must protect officials. 3. Monica Seles return, 1995, incident. After being stabbed on court in 1993, Hamburg, Monica Seles returned at the 1995 US Open, where she reached the final. Impact: a highly emotional moment, symbolizing resilience. Legacy: sparked reforms in player security at tournaments worldwide. 4. John McEnroe's outbursts, 1980s, incident. McEnroe's infamous clashes with officials, "You cannot be serious," became defining moments at Flushing Meadows. Impact: tarnished but also cemented McEnroe's rebellious reputation. Legacy: forced tennis to adapt stricter code of conduct rules and fines for verbal abuse. 5. Steffi Graf's Golden Slam run, 1988, incident. Graf won the US Open to complete the only calendar Golden Slam in history, all 4 majors plus Olympic gold. Impact: cemented her as one of the greatest of all time. Legacy: a historic benchmark no one has matched since. 6. Sampras vs Courier vomit match, 1996, incident. Pete Sampras, battling illness, vomited on court mid-match, but still came back to beat Jim Courier in 5 sets. Impact: legendary for toughness and grit. Legacy: became part of Sampras's mythos as one of tennis's ultimate competitors. 7. Arthur Ashe breakthrough, 1968, incident. Ashe became the first black man to win a Grand Slam at the inaugural US Open. Impact: a powerful moment in the civil rights era. Legacy: Ashe remains an enduring symbol of sports as a force for equality. The main stadium is named in his honor. 8. Martina Hingis vs Steffi Graf, 1999 final, incident. Hingis argued with the umpire over a line call, left the court in tears, and lost the match. Impact: a meltdown that stunned fans. Legacy: became a textbook example of mental fragility in tennis. 9. Jimmy Connors' miracle run, 1991, incident. At age 39, Connors stormed into the semi-finals, captivating crowds with gritty wins. Impact: the US Open turned into the Connors Show. Legacy: proof of tennis longevity, inspiring future generations. 10. The 9/11 tribute, 2001, incident. Just days after the attacks, the US Open semi-finals and finals were played amid a grieving nation. Impact: matches became a platform for resilience, unity, and remembrance. Legacy: elevated sports as part of national healing. Subscribe for developments as the tournament starts. It will be a few interesting weeks not to be missed.